Hi guys, Scott here from Outlaw Garage. The other day we got a message from Sasha down at Delux Kustoms. He's got a custom 911 930 turbo in the shop. We're going to head down there today. Ryan's the owner. This is a cracker of a car, so I hope you enjoy the video. Take a look at this. So here we go, we've got a modified 911. We're here with the owner. Nice to meet you.
You too.
Great set of shoes as well. We have talked about those earlier. I'm in my dragged them through the dirt shoes today. But bit of a story behind this.
Bit of a story, like all good Porsches. They all have a good story.
Yeah. So it is a right-hand drive car. I think we can see through the windscreen there. But UK car.
UK car, 74 narrow body. When I bought it, I knew it had had a bit of a checkered history that needed someone to come in and love it. It was a complete car and someone had done the 930 conversion on it.
Yeah,
so
okay.
The more we pull it apart, the more we found that it looks like it's had a 930 donor car because everything on the car is from the same 87 930. So all the numbers were matching up, all the date codes.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So whether someone had a written off genuine 930 that needed to be rebodied into something else, don't know the story, but yeah, we found all the date codes were matching up from all the brakes and whatnot. So that was a nice thing to find out.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah.
I think with a lot of these old Porsches, they've all got a story, but when you start finding out bit of lineage, bit of history,
and that'll make it, so this is all steel as well then.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, which is a big difference as well.
Yeah, and it's actually it was done really well. So Sasha, who's here now, we got the whole thing. Did we get it soda blasted or sand blasted?
Yeah, so we had it soda blasted first, and then once all the paint's off it and stuff, it got deoxidized, and then sand blasted or garnet blasted after it, just a sweet blast to give it something to bite to.
Yeah, and then when we looked at how all the guards were done, they were all done really well. So a little bit of tweaking here and there. But
so no real issues. Once you blasted it, it wasn't.
Oh, there was some issues. We had some big issues.
There are always issues. Yeah. It's not a car rebuild without issues.
I thought, no issues at all. It cleaned off. It was a donor 930.
We weren't pleasantly surprised. Some things were good and some things not so good, but you know.
Look, I knew there was bog in the car, but we didn't know how much. Then some of the points we found 20 mil of bog,
really?
Just on one side.
It's funny that we worked out that the doors actually, I sort of, before we blasted it, we put a linisher to the corners of the doors. We just sort of thought, there's a few issues and things, and just kind of went through. And obviously the doors didn't even shut to the car, that there was that much filler that the doors were out. But once we blasted it, there was not really many issues. It's just that people, just kept on doing things over and over the top, over the top.
It was like digging for dinosaur fossils. You could see the layer of the ground, then another layer, and then another layer. So people had actually bogged over paint, then painted again, bogged again, and the car was just growing.
So it's band-aid over band-aid over the years.
And 20 or 30 years of just...
And most of them are like that. The fact that, because, especially with really desirable Porsches that I've had that are, motor show cars and things like that, because they're worth so much money now, every time that they're about to change hands, they'll send it to a panel shop, just fix it and make it look good. And then when you blast it, you can see it's like a tree, the different layers, and you can see all of the history and stuff. And often, when it comes down to getting it blasted, it's like they've kept on going over the top of different levels, and there was nothing actually wrong at the start.
Yeah.
Because they keep feathering repairs, and the repairs keep growing and growing and growing.
They had their days out on track and then going backwards at some point. There was always going to be.
Well, I think that these were called a Widowmaker for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I know we have been backwards in ours once or twice. So.
So we found in this harness mounts and cage mounts, once we pulled all the trim out, so it has been a race car at one point.
Yeah. All the best ones have been.
All the best ones have been, which was also good. I was pumped once
Yeah.
I found that out, that it's actually been driven like a real car. And then it started to make sense about how well the mechanical side of the 930 conversion was done. You know, it's like, okay, someone's done this as an enthusiast to make an actual
Yeah, because
fast turbo car.
you don't want to be throwing a car down the straight, hitting that corner,
No.
and then going, oh God, she fell apart.
So yeah, everything under this car is from the same 930. It's all
That is
930.
amazing.
Yeah.
So it's probably been rebodied at some point, but, you know, during his race history or whatever, it's had an accident or whatever, and then they've gone, well, you know, we've got this car, let's transfer everything from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you see them, like the old Porsches have been racing in series with a collection of other cars.
Yeah.
You know, and there'll be shunts and wax and all kinds of stuff on them. So
Yeah, and all the repairs that we found on here that we did properly were done in a way that was strong, but just not pretty. And
Yeah.
you're looking at it, we had plate like it, there was a 3mm plate steel welded in
I think
one
I've
of the
still got it
corners.
upstairs.
Oh, really?
It's like, why would you go to the effort? And it just started making, once we found all the cage mounts and harness mounts, it's like, okay. It's had just some good fun race hits.
Yeah, so we'll take a look on the inside in a minute. Colour.
Factory
So,
silver.
Factory silver from
From the build papers I got from Porsche.
the 930?
From the 911.
From the 911. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Porsche wouldn't actually give me the details from the engine number. They'd only give it from the actual car's VIN, like the actual body number.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So, sort of ran with that. I wanted to give it, you know, some sort of its.
As usual, what we expect here is brilliant paintwork.
This has been painted for 3 years and never been polished. Like I can prove to you, if you have a look there, see that's dust. That's dust in the paint. It has never had a buff touch to it. Like
Wow.
that's off the gun, which is kind of, you know, there's all the different things, but I think that it's beautiful when it's this good off the gun. Like it took, you know, Dave that painted it, he's amazing, and you know, there's no mottling in the silver. It is beautiful.
No, because picking it up on the camera, it just does look metallic. It's a great colour, really suits the car.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, looks great.
It wasn't my first choice, to be honest, but once I found out what it was, and you know, I like that sort of the fairy tale of bringing it back, giving it its the old clothes that it had when it came out of the factory. And the more I looked at the colour online, I sort of fell in love with it. Even I remember talking to you, Sasha, about it. And, you know, like silver, there's so many good colours, but then once we got it on the car, how liquid it is, it feels right.
Yeah, that's a good description of that it is liquid, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
I think that this is the most beautiful silver we've ever painted. I don't know what it is, just it's got that vintage thing. It's like the perfect silver. You know, like some of them are too dark, some are too light. This is like, you know, almost like the benchmark. And I think that they ran this colour for so many years. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's called silver.
It is silver.
Yeah, which is
okay.
It runs for a long period. So I think that the chemist perfected it, and you know, no one could sort of supersede what he did.
All right, let's open her up, take a look.
All right.
We're actually just going to pop her up and have a look underneath. Okay, we've lifted her up. That. Oh wow. Fuel pump. Look at that underneath. Wowzers.
The brief between me and Sash is always to try and keep it as factory looking as possible, but also not hiding what she is. So some of the mods that Darren's done to the engine, I wanted to be able to lift the tail and not actually have someone not actually tell that what's inside, to go, hey, is this modified? Is it hot? What is it? So
it's kind of nice to let people keep scratching their head as to what it is.
But even the brakes, like, I know everyone when they're building cars, they paint their calipers, you know, bright red, yellow, whatever it is. It's like a highlight. But for the fact that these were factory anodized black,
Yeah.
for me, it was annoying because anodizing's hard, you know, in any process. But getting them back to their factory ano for me is just one of those other little.
No, and it is a nice attention to detail. So what's the plan for the interior?
So we've got two front Recaro pole positions.
Yeah.
Up front.
They're really nice.
Nice seat.
Yeah.
They're just in their race velvet or felt trim, but down the track, once it's all done, I just want to see what the car looks like before we start making some like hero things with the interior.
Yep. Fair
It's
point.
got an RSR carpet kit and door trim kit for it, so rear seat delete.
Oh, nice.
I've got rear seats. I've got all the interior, which is all 87 interior, but yeah, with the rear cage in it, we thought we'd go rear seat delete, pole positions up front, and I think once it's done, we'll start looking at what colour. Whether we might even just keep it all black.
So we've done lots of details, like, you know, look at the door frames and things like that. You know, we were going to anodize them as they were original, but we've just the anodizing goes purple after a while, so we went with this clear over base, like a flat 2-pack.
Yep.
So we prepped them and painted them, and I think that it actually looks quite nice.
Yeah, I hope we pick that apart.
Yeah, so it's got no gloss whatsoever, and
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, it is a nice touch. Have a look around the front. Oh, look at that.
We've upgraded the fuses on this.
Yeah, because it's nice to have the blades and everything, just so that if there is a slight problem.
So brake booster.
Yeah.
The earlier cars obviously didn't have, so this has been modified with, which is a must-have, I think. If you're going to make them go fast, you're going to make them stop fast as well.
Yep.
So once all the fan blower and stuff and front braces and stuff is in, it'll look.
Oh yeah.
and then you've got your elephantitis.
My elephant racing.
Yeah, it's got like a full aluminium.
Has it got the full
yeah.
cross?
Yeah.
Has it? Yeah.
Which kind of looks nice because the cage, we can show you upstairs later, but the cage is quite full on. There's bars and things going everywhere, so sort of carries the theme throughout the car.
So you were driving it around?
Yeah. It's it needed a few little bits and pieces, but what caused it to go this far is there was an all German show on somewhere in Melbourne. I spent the whole day. It was a white car before this.
Yeah.
They'd painted it white. I spent all day the day before cleaning, polishing, getting this thing ready. So pumped for that day. Got up in the morning, bright and early, went to start the car, and I was having intermittent earth problems with my fuel pumps and just all sorts of earth problems. And they just wouldn't start, and I went, that's it. It's over. I think I rang Sash that day. I said, mate, it's coming. We're pulling this thing apart. And that's just when it started. The more we pulled off, the more we went, okay, we're soda blasting this thing. We're starting from scratch.
This is it. And I notice it's a non-sunroof car.
Correct, yeah.
Don't see many of those.
No,
Factory non-sunroof?
it is a factory non-sunroof car. That was one of the things that the build papers from Porsche told me.
Yeah, that is. That's
which
a bit unique.
Found out was quite unique. Not many.
Yeah.
Especially, late 70s and 80s, everyone wanted a sunroof.
Everybody got a sunroof. Yeah.
Driving down Miami. Not that this was an American car, but
Yeah, if you got a 356 and you've got a sunroof, that's rare. But on a 911, it's completely the opposite way around.
correct. And that, you get a lot of people saying, "Oh, you should have. You got to. Why'd you do it to this car?" Well, all cars deserve. It's what it is to me, not what it is to someone else. But it had like I think it was blue leatherette blue and black leatherette was the interior option. So I'm going to try and get some blue in there somehow. Just to,
yeah.
What's the word? Homage. Pay homage to what she was when she came out. Factory electric windows.
Yeah.
I think that was the only box he ticked when he purchased it.
Yeah.
In the 70s. Was the electric windows. What other special things? Be it non-sunroof was a.
Yeah, that's a big.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big box to tick.
That was the first time I smiled for a while.
So engine is now a 3.4.
Now a 3.4, yeah. It was stock. It ran well. It pulled really well under boost. It did blow a little bit of smoke, but you know, I knew it needed some work.
Yeah.
But when we pulled Darren at Auto Coupe, who is the turbo magician, he pulled it apart, and my valves, I think 4 of them were so bent that we didn't even know how the car was running. But once it was pulled apart.
Oh.
So it looks like someone's been doing 150 down the freeway and slammed it into first, or so. We don't know what's happened, but the car, it would, you know, pay respects to the Porsche engineers. They the thing was still running and making good power.
So,
but yeah,
3.4, 993 cams.
I'm gonna have to check with Darren because we've been with him for 4 years. I can't remember what cam he was going to run with it, but yeah, bigger turbo, bigger boost spring. We've tried to keep it as mechanical. I know we were talking just before about EFI, and so we've kept the original mechanical injection. Darren's we're going to put the old the genuine intercooler on to see how it runs.
Yep.
And then I think that's the first sort of big thing we'll do is put it, you know. For any other car, I'm big on massive intercoolers, you know. I'm loud and proud.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I don't like when I see a big, gaudy, chrome polished.
I don't. I'm not a big fan of that in a 930, and I get why people do it. So I don't. You know, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not throwing shade at it.
Yeah. But
normally
I would prefer the kind of standard looking one.
Yeah.
So at least when you open it, it kind of looks even more stock, even though it might not be. It makes it a bit more of a sleeper effect.
It is a 4-speed, and we put an LSD in it. It wasn't a factory LSD.
So here we go, cage.
Bolt in.
Yeah.
Painted car colour, or body colour silver.
Yeah. Very, very nice.
Yeah.
Recaro seats.
Recaro seats, pole positions.
I do think you're going to want to...
These are filthy at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think some sort of suede or...
I don't know what, but...
Yeah, I need the car finished though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it.
To stand back and go, okay, what does it need?
Yeah.
And we'll be running the Scroff 6-point harness as well.
Yep.
So... Still all in bits here. But yeah, once these are a factory Scroffer, factory Porsche, you know, when it comes to their race cars and whatnot.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Yeah, they're beautifully made.
Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, it screams quality, doesn't it?
It does, it does. Keep you safe for when you're going to get the coffee in the morning.
Yeah, I get what Sasha says about the seats, that once you put them in, I think you'll be pulling them out quite quickly and going, right, I'm doing something with them. Hold on, have we got a thought?
I want tartan. I want the what do they call it? You know, like the flannelette style. You know, the checkers.
Yeah.
And then because it's got yellow bits of the seatbelt and stuff, I thought that, you know, there's a really good black one from this place in the States, like black with just a little yellow line to match the harnesses.
I do think
the little
tartan,
yellow thing on the steering wheel.
Yeah, I do think the tartan and stuff suits the cars when it goes in.
Yeah, totally, because we did this, I think it was a 1972 911. It's black with a red interior, and it was the 72 Melbourne Motor Show car, and that's got a red interior with tartan inserts.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, you're not going to get away with the...
I'm not.
It's like he's...
So we built a Beetle for Ryan.
Yeah.
We had it all worked out. I got colour samples. We decided on everything, and then Ryan, last minute, it goes to the trimmer and it comes back, and I'm like, oh my god. And he changed the interior and he did it to this blue. To this day, it still kills me.
It's amazing.
I know it's his car, but
It's perfect. It looks beautiful. He hates it though.
The original thing that we had was, we nailed it.
Anyway.
Beetle's another story.
So what we didn't pick up earlier as well is the side indicator that's been shaved off. I think that makes that look so much cleaner, because the shape of the body there, that indicator just, I think it's ugly. And it just breaks it up in the wrong kind of way, I think. And I think that looks really nice.
That whole line, when looking at it from the right angle, that indicator just, it stops. It breaks your eye to...
Yeah, I really like that.
It's one of those little things that you would don't.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I picked up the sunroof quicker.
But now you know how obvious is it? That
Yeah. How long do you think you got left? That is.
I got.
That's the magic question.
For the last 3 years, I've had two or 3 months left. But it has to be done before Christmas.
Oh,
Engine box is done. They're ready to go in. I've just got interiors, gauges, some other little bits and pieces.
Which I think you've done all the hard work.
Yeah. Well, Sasha's done all the hard work. I've just been in here annoying him.
Yeah, and like you said, when you put those orange seats in, they'll look really nice.
Orange seats.
To match his jumper. And the badge.
So before Christmas.
Before Christmas, it's gonna. You can come back and film it again.
Yeah, when you roll it out.
We'll do another video of this thing done. And
it's got to be close. Like, the hard things are done. Everything's lined up.
I think so.
We've, realistically, the doors open and close. Everything's all sealed. All the windows fit. All of that. I think that's the hard bit.
All the wiring, like, we had the auto elect run through the car last year.
Yeah. So
90% of that's done. So all rewired. And that's a big thing with this. Like, we were finding in here earth screws that were earthed into bog. Like, just on the inside of guards, and it's just like, oh, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
So we all know Porsche and wiring.
Yeah, and you'll get back on the road, drive it around for a couple of weeks.
It'll break down.
But yeah, pop it back in, tighten some things up, because they always need a bit of a shakedown.
New phone number.
Yeah, they always need a bit of a shakedown, and then you're off.
Pick it up and they say, I'm just going to do, we've been planning this drive with my wife and we're going to go to Sydney. It's like, don't take that car. Yeah. Please, because if you're going to do it, I'm going to go directly behind you with the trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'll give you my car and I'll sit there or whatever.
Well, cheers for the invite. I'm looking forward to see it when it gets the motor and the bits in from there.
Yeah. Well, hope Darren's listening.
Yeah.
I can hurry up, mate.
Hurry up. We're waiting for you.
Hurry up. We're waiting. Well, we hope you like the tour of the car. Great for Sasha to give us an invite again down to Delux Kustoms. Catching up with Ryan and his custom 911 930. Absolutely brilliant, and the effort that has been put into that car. I think when it's ready, we're going to get a few of the crew down there to go for a bit of a spin as well. So please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. See you later, guys.